All right, folks, thank you for joining me. Today's date, September 2nd, 2022. In today's update, we are talking about how London and the Western financial world is ready. They are playing games. It is all a show. And specifically what we're talking about is the powers that be, the central bankers, come out of London, is the financial district of the world. Now, the United States has been the military and political arm of this system now, going back for probably well over a century now. 2 centuries that the United States has been rolling. How much longer can we make it? In today's update, we're going to be talking about our current events, cryptocurrency, and the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. And we do believe that here shortly, Ripple will be meeting in London for their Swell event in November. Folks, I hope you guys are ready. I am speculating that they have a big announcement to come at that Swell conference. Probably a few big announcements to be made, but that's just speculation on my part. Let's get straight into the update. I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me as we continue to grow this channel. The best thing that you can do for us is help share this message far and wide. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Okay, so we're going to get started here. Today's update, we are talking about cryptocurrency, current events, and the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Our markets trading just below 20,000. Bitcoin at 19.9, Ethereum at 15.8, and we have 1,500. XRP is at 32 cents, just below 33. Okay, as we move on, right now we're going to be talking about the situation hitting home for you. Yes, the powers that be in London, the powers that be at the World Economic Forum, the powers that be that are in control of Ripple and sitting down at the table with Ripple, have a plan. We are going through a staged rollout of this new financial system, and I want to touch base on how this is going to impact the average American, the average person across this world that is faced with these crises that they have created before they roll out a new financial system. Macro Alf on Twitter. The Urban Institute estimates that about 40% of Americans born in the 1980s will struggle to meet basic needs or to keep their pre-retirement living standards unchanged. Continuing on from Unusual Whales. Thanks to inflation, Gen Z and millennials will now need $3 million in retirement savings to live comfortably per WealthCare Financial. What do you guys think about that? 3M in the bank account to be able to enjoy your retirement, to live comfortably. Folks, when we talk about the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, not everyone comes out clean. Not everyone survives the situation that we're about to go through. The staged events before the changing world order gets shaken up and the new system is revealed. Okay? You can see right here that in America, situation here, we're still fat and happy at the barbecue, having a good time. The rest of the world, situation's a little bit more dire. They haven't had the reserve currency status that has kept up our standard of living for so long. But 40% of Americans born in the 1980s will struggle to meet basic needs or to keep their pre-retirement living standards unchanged. The middle class and the poor of this country are getting set up for an absolute sacrifice, and I'm trying to help people realize that the situation, we can debate left, right, up, down, flat earth, round earth, nonsense all day, or we can figure out how do we get more digits in our bank account, more cash in our physical possession, more precious metals stocked away, along with making our prepping and essential moves as well. The first thing that I said in my recession to-do list was prepping and essentials, because you need to be able to survive any situation. The second part was get your income up. Started a business development program talking about how people can start their side hustle, start a real business, get more income coming to your household. Because what we're seeing right here is the data is confirming that the middle class and the poor are getting set up here. The greatest setup in world financial history is what I refer to this, greatest transfer of wealth, call it what you want. Folks, if you don't have a serious plan right now, you are going to get absolutely slaughtered in the coming couple years. If you want to get tapped in completely on our programs, you can find all that at my website. You can get in touch with me. Feel free. It's over there at zachrector.com. Let's continue on. S&P 500 of 2008 versus the S&P 500 of 2022. We've showed this chart a few times now already, but as you can see, it is actually falling faster than it did in 2008, the S&P 500. So it is following very closely, but if you look at the pace of this fall, of this bear market, it is actually falling faster, more rapidly. If that is part of your program, I would reconsider. What has your financial advisor been telling you over the past 3, 5 decade, however long you've had investments? If you've already got some investments, you already got some money, some real estate, some deals going on, that's great. What have they been telling you? What has been the program up to this point? Because what we're seeing right now is the stock market has already taken a massive hit. Our cryptocurrency's already taken a massive hit. But here on this channel, and what I've done with my personal strategies, is I prepared for this moment in time. Rolling into this moment in time, I wanted my business to have great cash flow, great profit. Same thing, right? It's simple. Understanding of a cash flow statement, okay? And then I didn't want to be burdened with too much debt because I wanted to be able to take that cash flow and buy the assets on the low. So at this time, whether you want to index buy, if you want to buy index funds, you want to buy some stocks, you got a little 401k program that your financial advisor has been telling you the same crap for a while. Have fun. I hope it works out. For me, I will not be participating in that program. I'm not interested in the 401k program. Yes, there are some advantages if your company does have you set up in a 401k program. Sometimes you can take advantage of that. That's great. But folks, it's really paining me to see the average person, friends, family, tell me that their portfolios are getting absolutely smacked and they don't know what to do. They don't have a program. They're just listening to their financial advisor. If you want to roll over your 401k and you want to get into some precious metals, you can do that by heading over to my website. And at the very top, I have a link, Precious Metals. That company will help you roll over your 401k into precious metals. Now with precious metals, for me, we're going to be talking about the manipulation in silver and some price expectations here at the end of the show. For me, I'm buying silver right now. Don't care the price. I want it physically in my possession. And if I had a 401k in stocks, I'd be reconsidering that. I probably would have already pulled out by now. I have avoided that. I used to have a 401k actually. After I left my last job that I had before I went into business for myself, pulled the whole 401k and took that penalty. And I've avoided that program ever since. But what we're seeing right now, guys, is people that have saved and worked up their whole life, right, are getting smacked in their portfolios and in the value of their real estate as well. Many of these people are on Social Security, some sort of fixed income, a pension plan maybe, which the pensions are going bust. That's a whole other hour-long topic that I could get into. But the average person there that is in this category, Social Security, they're on that fixed income, they're not able to change their situation. Now, I would encourage them to start up a side hustle. Now, in the days of the internet, a lot of these old timers got neat hobbies. You pick up a side hustle to get some income coming in. If you can stay active, that's going to keep you alive longer, not only financially, but literally, physically. You will exist longer if you stay more active. But when we look at this situation, I talk about all of it. Health crisis, debt crisis, liquidity crisis, and it's a food and water crisis as well. Complete setup, completely staged events from the top down, from the top of the pyramid down, right? Completely the biggest setup in world financial history. We are covering all the bases on this program, and we're going to continue to follow this chart as well. We're going to continue to compare the charts, the technical analysis that we're seeing now with the charts that we saw from 2008, 1929, the Great Depression, because we're seeing similarities to all of these market crashes. Okay, let's continue on. Talking about the Internet of Bodies in our last session and the Internet of Things, the Internet of Value. Everything's going to have a chip. Everyone's going to have a QR code tattooed on them, or, they put the chip inside of them, whatever it is, right? We know that this full system goes digital. Well, I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse and say why it's so important that we say, hey, we want to have boundaries with this technology. We really need to have boundaries. This is coming out of Denver. When thousands of Excel customers in Colorado tried adjusting their thermostats on Tuesday, they learned they had no control over the temperatures in their own homes. So we have California and Washington banning the sale of new gasoline vehicles by 2035. 6 days later, they tell their citizens, hey, our grid is struggling. Please do not charge your electric vehicle. Now, when you get tapped into the smart grid with all this smart technology system within your house, controlling the temperature of your thermostat might not be your choice. And what these people did is they signed up for due to a rare energy emergency that may affect the local energy grid, your temperature slider has been changed because you enrolled in a community energy savings program. You signed up for the Green New Deal. You want to build back better. You think you're doing something for the good, and who knows, they might have just checked off a box at checkout that they didn't even really know what they were signing up for. I'm sure many of the people that went to go change their temperature and found out they weren't able to were a little upset. Didn't quite understand that that was part of the deal, that was part of the program. When you bought the nice new Tesla, you didn't expect that they were going to be telling you you can't charge it. Or not even that they're not telling you that you can't charge it, you physically can't, or you financially can't. Talking in Europe, it's much cheaper to fill up your tank of gas at this point than it is to charge your vehicle because of the electrical prices. How crazy is that? How quickly this program is failing, and the boundaries that we have to be clear about. When I talk about all this, for the most part, I tell you guys, I don't care. I know they want to get rid of cash. I know they want to go all digital ID, voter ID, biometrics everywhere, face scanning everywhere. I got TikTok streaming. We're streaming to YouTube. We got Twitch. We got multiple platforms. We use Discord. Folks, I mean, at the bottom line, at the end of the day, the power of the internet and the power of the people is in us holding these people accountable and trying to say, okay, we have boundaries with this. We're not signing up for this program where we can't even change the temperature in our house. It's getting a little bit crazy out there, but as I always say, half the population is going to just gladly walk right into this new world order. Okay, Jim Rickards, just when you think U.S. sanctions policy can't get any dumber, they do this. Oil is a world price, not a regional price. Russia doesn't need customers in Europe. They have them in China and India. This is just another harebrained scheme from Janet Yellen. The G7 has now rolled out a plan to cap the price of Russian oil. This is how stupid these people really are. They think that they can come to the business table, sit across the table from Russia, and say that we're going to cap the price of your oil. How do you think that Putin and the business owners over there are handling that? They're laughing. They're laughing. And we're going to get into this. But folks, this is an absolute joke. This is their response to the grid going down, the rolling blackouts, the crazy prices in Europe. We have the one politician from Germany who just said, was it the finance minister just said that she's basically putting the citizens of Ukraine above the citizens of Germany. And now they're so bold as to think that they can come out and cap the price of Russian oil. That's an absolute joke. And not only is that laughable, but Putin and China and the BRICS nations and others are coming to the table and they're saying, you're going to pay us in rubles or gold. China's going to say, you're going to pay us in gold or the yuan, right? They're coming to the table with a better hand. They're not interested in being woke. They don't care about politically correct. Where was it? Oh, I have a later post to talk about the oil exec who was questioning the Ukraine-Russia war, got pushed out of a building, out of a hospital. Well, I guess he fell out of a hospital. Somehow he ended up falling out of a hospital. But I'm going to be sharing that here shortly. The situation in Russia, though, these guys don't care at all. These guys do not care in the slightest. My mentor, Dan Pena, says there's going to be trillionaires made in the transfer of wealth in Russia, from Putin's final time to the next leader that will overtake Russia. He says that trillionaires are going to be made, and I don't doubt it. But he also puts in the caveat, it's not safe to go and do business there. That you're dealing with mob. You're dealing with brutal businessmen. Okay? And as we've been talking about with this Russia-Ukraine situation, yeah, the whole thing's getting busted wide open. What the West was doing in Ukraine, okay? It's very hard to get information out of Russia, China, and some of these other countries. They definitely censor the amount of information that's coming out and what's available for us to actually see what's taking place in Russia and China, right? But yeah, you go against, Putin. You go against his programs. You might have a fall. That's the reality too. And I know a lot of people want to say, well, Russia, Putin, he's saving the world. Folks, okay, whatever. He's saving the world. He's the worst guy ever. I don't care. What Dan says is there's going to be plenty of money to be made in Russia, rebuilding that country, rebuilding that region. But not many people are willing to go make that sacrifice, the pay price to action that he talks about. But nonetheless, let's continue on. Fed's Bostic. In the future, the Fed may have to sell mortgage-backed securities off its balance sheet. Another absolute joke. Who is going to buy the mortgage-backed securities from the Federal Reserve? Now, we've been watching this. They're telling us that they're offloading their balance sheet, and the focus has been on Treasury notes, okay? Who else is going to buy that junk too, right? But then when it comes to mortgage-backed securities, as we're seeing the real estate prices fall off a cliff, get absolutely smacked, who's going to be wanting to take on that risk, right? It's actually laughable. Just in, stock trade ban proponents request U.S. House to limit politicians' stock trading by September 30th. Watch this one closely. I've been saying ever since they started considering banning the congressmen from being able to trade, I said they are going to be selling before these markets dump. That's exactly what Nancy Pelosi just did with NVIDIA, right? She saved herself quite a bit by offloading her NVIDIA shares right before we banned China's the sale of those chips to China. She's an incredible stock trader. But let's watch this one closely. Okay, they've been talking about this for a few months now. Stock trade ban proponents request U.S. House to limit politicians' stock trading by September 30th. So this month, folks, is going to be a massive, massive month underway. Now, continuing on, we have some of the Republicans stepping up, talking big game, like they're going to hold Gary Gensler accountable. On this channel, we're going to be holding these politicians accountable. Are you actually going to put Gary Gensler's feet to the fire and actually ask him the questions that need to be asked? Or are you going to dance around and play nice? We're not here for playing nice. We need to get something done. Representative Bill Huizenga. You know who needs updating Gary Gensler? Congress. Since you appeared before our committee last October, the SEC has embarked on an unprecedented rulemaking agenda that stretches far beyond our capital markets. Oversight can't come soon enough, and the Financial Committee Republicans will be ready. We are ready as well, Mr. Bill Huizenga. Representing the American people, we are ready as well. Please. And we're looking for Gary Gensler. He's going to be speaking in front of the Senate Banking Committee on September 15th. Same time that the Ethereum merge is supposed to be happening. Oh, and by the way, same time that the XRP developers will be confirming the XLS20 update as well. So while we got to watch the Ethereum merge be the biggest flop in the cryptocurrency space, we're going to get to see XRP demonstrate once again how brilliantly these guys created this decentralized network, the 80% consensus to validate the network, making it one of the most secure and decentralized. Ripple only running about 4% of the validators on the network. So there you have it. We will continue to watch this and see if they actually hold Gary Gensler accountable when he finally comes to speak before the American people. Now, Gold Telegraph, summarizing it real well right here. 2021, the year of fraud. I would go back to 2020, and if you look, we've been having fraud at the highest levels financially, politically, and everything that they've been doing from the top down has been fraud all the way back since 9/11. Really, it really ramped up in this country. But let's talk about here these current times since 2020. 2021, the year of fraud. 2022 is the year of investigations. We have everyone's investigating each other, right? We're investigating Trump. I'm about to show you here in this next one. DOJ to reportedly wait until after the midterms to reveal any charges against Trump. Okay, 2023, Gold Telegraph predicts will be the year of jail. Who's going to be going to jail? We're going to find out. The year of fraud, they get caught in the cover-up. Whole lot of cover-up going on right now. Whole lot of trying to classify documents that were already declassified by the former president. Classify the documents and then raid. I can't even talk about it. It's an absolute joke. Okay, but let's let it play out. We had fraud committed. We had crimes committed. crimes against humanity, crimes against our democracy. Let's restore our constitutional republic with a basis in freedom, individual liberty, and truth. Let's hold everyone accountable. We had the fraud, we had all the crimes, we have the investigations going on as we speak. We got to be sensitive when we talk about these issues. Let all truth be revealed, and then whoever needs to be held accountable, whoever needs to go to jail, we got a cell waiting for them. Gold Telegraph, I think, summarizing it up perfectly for us, folks. And what we are about to witness is a whole sort of political theater coming our way. As I just mentioned, the Department of Justice is waiting till after the midterms to reveal any charges against Trump. I think that they understand and know that if they press serious charges right now, it is going to be seen as highly political. And around elections, they are not supposed to be doing some of this stuff, right? They're supposed to be letting it be a free and fair election. Let's see what happens this November. But folks, from this month going forward, it's unbelievable that we're already in September, right? About to wrap up Q3 of the year. And then we'll be going into the final stretch of this 2022 year. We have an incredible timeline of events over the next 3 months. September, October, November. Going to be a wild ride, folks. And we're going to be here the whole way with you guys. From XX1133122111 on Twitter. He says 2020 to 2030, programming the next 100 years. That is what is at stake here, and this is why we are so focused on the cryptocurrency space, blockchain, distributed ledger technologies. No nonsense, no BS, Pudgy Penguin NFTs. On this program, we've been talking about actual utility, actually solving problems that are valued in the quadrillions of dollars. Oh, and yes, we understand that a whole internet of value is being created. Half the population is going to take a chip. Half the population's already making all of their payments digitally anyways. The whole world is going to be put on distributed ledger technology. Who is going to be the biggest winners? We are programming the next 100 years. This is why we call it the greatest transformation of wealth in world history, after the biggest bull run seen by humanity, pumping us up to the moon. And I actually recently just heard a theory about them actually doing one more final pump, which I am interested in. They're talking about the setup where we could bottom out over the next basically over the next 3 to 6 months before we go on one final parabolic blow off top. And then the final collapse comes in 2032. I'm going to be putting together a little bit of a deep dive on this theory for you guys, but it's interesting to see. I think that no doubt we still have not bottomed out over the next 3 to 6 months, so everyone should be prepared for that. Is this going to be the final collapse before we get the reset? Or are they going to reverse course and actually pump this thing back up one more final time before they pull the plug? Interesting. I got something else on that I'm going to be putting together for you guys. But this is why this is so important, guys. Programming the next 100 years. Now, Nathaniel Rothschild, do you understand why the BRICS countries are unhappy with the current situation? Do you understand why King Dollar must be dethroned? Do you understand why USA and the EU are egoistic bastards with big money printing machines? Money printer go burr, time for XRP. And this is a tweet. This is a shared tweet of Mr. Putin. Okay. His speeches are revealing too much about the EU and the USA monetary policy. That's why we don't see Putin on the news. And that one is from Wall Street Silver and Nathaniel Rothschild's time chiming in and saying, and just like we've been addressing on this show, why it's so important for these other countries to move faster with their CBDCs, faster with backing their currencies by precious metals, mostly gold, but we also see them using the natural gas and oil, basically commodities, to back their currencies as well. Okay. This, as I alluded to this one earlier, Russian oil oligarch who criticized Ukraine war falls out of a hospital window to his death. So for me, it's the same deal in all of these conversations. I'm not here to debate good guy, bad guy, Putin. What I'm just here to break down is how do I actually get more money in my bank account and make sure my family makes it through this opportunity, through the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Looking at what's taking place over there, we've been watching situations like this take place. Anyone who questions Mr. Putin gets taken out. We also seen people that are aligned with Putin getting taken out as well. We are in a real war. guys. That's the key part about this, is that right now World War III is active, and I don't like using that term. You guys know that I don't like using the World War III term, but it is active from a financial perspective, from a commodity war perspective, and you see that these countries have the resources, record amounts of gold, and they're doing new deals without the US dollar. They're dumping the United States treasuries that they once had. The supply chain crisis that has been created over the last 2 years, also another weapon of war against us here in the United States and West. Now, Russia's having more of an impact on Europe, China having more of an impact on us. When you look at the supply chain crisis, who's affecting each other more? Obviously, Europe's being affected by getting that Russian energy. With here, we get so much of our stuff from overseas, and that has been another situation that we've been watching unfold, working against us. Over there in that country, there is going to be so much opportunity, folks. Wherever you're tuning in, that's the whole point. Wherever you're tuning in, Dan says nobody wants to go to Africa to do QLA, which is his program, the Quantum Leap Advantage. Nobody wants to go to Russia and do his program, but he does have mentees actually throughout these countries, throughout the world, and some of his biggest hitters are killing it in South Africa and some of these other areas. The point is, guys, is that the model works, the business works, the strategies that we're implementing on this country, this channel right here, work. So wherever you are tuning in across the world here, you need to be tapped in. You need to be tapped into this program. We're sharing it all for you guys right here. Okay. Now, the European Central Bank will harmonize how banks offer crypto assets to ensure they have enough capital and expertise. So we see that I titled this video, London is Ready. What we're seeing now is the United States and the Western financial powers that be are finally rolling out their program. They think that they're going to be able to cap Russian oil prices. I think that that's a joke. But what is underway, and it's so crazy, but let's make this very simple for everyone to see. The Western financial powers that be have had control of the financial world going back for hundreds of years. And this is back in America to the Federal Reserve. You look at who created the Federal Reserve, going back to London. You look at the wealthy elite families. Everyone knows about the Rothschilds and some of these other elite families that have controlled banking for so long, right? Very common, right? We have been going through a staged moment in time. We've had the reserve currency of the world, right? We worked on creating the euro over there in this region. But what we're seeing now is they're finally starting to reveal the details of what they've been working on with their CBDCs and with the planned rollout here. European central banks working to harmonize how banks offer crypto assets to ensure they have enough capital and expertise. As I've been saying now for over a year, I'm waiting for Tether to be validated, whether we have the reserves there at Tether or not. And I've been waiting for a crypto purge to take place. Our good friend Brad Garlinghouse told us that 99% of cryptos are going away. So I've been waiting for that to take place. And right here, we're starting to see that they're laying out the rules of the road. We had the forever pump last year in the cryptocurrency space. A lot of people thought we were going to just be going nuts forever. Going in, I was going through my old TikToks just this last week. And back in October is when I started to say that the bear market was going to kick in by December. So we were 2 months ahead, and we were warning about the party being over months before it occurred. Since that moment, right, we have started to see this crypto purge take place. We've seen who's going insolvent. We've seen who's going bankrupt. And now we're finally starting to see these regulators, like, the SEC, we're still waiting on them to actually get their game up. But we're starting to see the CFTC stepping up, this European central banks. The Federal Reserve just released their report. The Treasury Department just did another report as well. And then on September 9th, I believe that Mr. Biden is due another report on crypto digital assets as well. So huge rollout now. I haven't been talking about settlement for the Ripple versus SEC case in September. I feel like there's enough speculation on that going around, and I just don't find it really necessary to cover the day-to-day updates on the case, most staged lawsuit in the history of the SEC. But nonetheless, we are seeing this new rollout. This month's going to be so massive. So in regards to XRP, quick updates. 88% validation on the XLS20 update. This is for NFTs. NFTs are so much more than pudgy penguins and bored apes. It is so much more than that. This is the whole internet of value. We're going to tokenize every single asset, commodity, anything that you can think of. Your sporting ticket, your digital ID, everything, your mortgage, all of it gets tokenized. That is what's important with NFTs. We're finally getting NFTs on the XRP ledger. It is going to make Ethereum look like an absolute joke once again. And at the same time, Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to be merging. It's supposed to be great for Ethereum. Some people are suggesting that Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin to be the #1 crypto by market cap. Good luck with that. But nonetheless, we've been waiting for this update. We have 88% validation. So for those of you who don't know, very simple understanding of this, you need an 80% confirmation for 2 weeks to make it law in regards to the XRP ledger. Okay, so we are well above that threshold. It looks like it's going to go through. It's going to be taking place on September 13th, right before Gary Gensler is going to be going before Congress, and right before the Ethereum piece of crap networks finally gets its upgrade. Chris Thompson. And this is what I'm loving to see right now out of the XRP community, specifically the XRP developers. And all of these guys are way more smart technically when it comes to all of this stuff. So I just refer to them. Chris Thompson on Twitter. If XLS20 is going live, which it looks like it 100% is, it's another opportunity to test your platform and observe the network. The only mints day one should be tests. Mass minting should also be avoided if possible. Minting each as exchanged would spread out the mint over weeks instead of hours. So what we're seeing right now is the community is validating this network. The community is confirming this update, and we have a member right here, Chris, that is telling us we need to work together. Let's not crash the network. Let's not, cause any issues, even though XRP is so scalable and so efficient. You can imagine what would happen. It'll go from 3 to 5 second settlement to, I think at the worst, what was it taking? 10, 20 seconds. When we had the meme coins on the XRP ledger going crazy, there was a little bit of network congestion. But I think a lot of the validators, what they end up doing is they just kick off these projects that have been proven scams, proven frauds, and they just basically aren't going to confirm their transactions. But maybe someone smarter than me in the developer community can help me understand this. But the point and the reason why I'm covering this is it is a great example of what we're about to see, of what makes XRP so great. It is truly decentralized. It is not the quote unquote banker's coin. Ripple's agenda with XRP is to make it work for banks and financial institutions, to make it the best settlement token in this space here in the new financial world, right? But we're seeing the community here really step up, really, working together. And for the people that just don't understand that, it's because they're new to crypto. They've been fed the Bitcoin, Ethereum proof of work lies. And so we're just trying to get everyone caught up to speed. XRP, yes, it is decentralized. Yes, Ripple does control over 50% of the supply. Yes. But on this channel, we believe that they are going to be worthy custodians of that reserve currency, and they are going to only be using XRP to further grow out this network and continue to grow out this ecosystem. So we do trust Brad, David, and team to execute on making XRP a world reserve currency as liquid as a G10 currency. And you guys know the rest of the story. Now, with NFTs, you already know it's more liquidity, more utility coming to the XRP ledger. That does equal, when you put that little equation together, it does equal upward price pressure. If more people are needing XRP to build on it, to use it for liquidity, there will be more demand for XRP. Okay, so supply demand dynamics would tell us XRP is not going to be cheap forever. If they're working with the biggest banks and financial institutions, if they're partnered up with them, if now we're finally getting the utility that we didn't have on the XRP ledger, we are going to open up pools of liquidity that the masses don't even understand how big they are. Every month we find a new group. Last week, it was DTCC, settles up $150 trillion per year of security settlement, working with R3 Corda. What's the primary native chosen cryptocurrency for R3 Corda? It is XDC. Now, it is blockchain agnostic, and XRP was the first cryptocurrency used for settlement on R3 Corda. Oh, and by the way, R3 settled up for 1 billion XRP with Ripple years ago. So For those of you who don't know, massive, massive pools of liquidity about to be opened up. Now, why did we title this show London is Ready? London is ready. We have Ripple setting up their Swell conference, which is the conference they put on every single year. We can't wait to be back in person for our flagship event, Ripple Swell Global, in London this November 16th and 17th. Attendees will hear from leaders across crypto, payments, financial services, economic policy, and more. Really looking forward to seeing which speakers are going to be there, and also looking forward to the announcements that are going to be made at this conference. Usually, Ripple has some good news for us. Spoiler alert, they probably have more good news for us. I'm predicting that they will have a big announcement for us. I don't know what it's going to be. We could speculate all day long on that. But I can guarantee you, this conference is going to showcase once again how much further along Ripple is versus the rest of the space, which 90% of it is a joke. Is an absolute joke and could never get the speakers that are going to be attending this conference to even pick up the phone, let alone come have them speak at their conference. So we are going to be looking forward to this. Now, from the Digital Pound Foundation, CBDCs will play a critical role in the new global financial infrastructure that blockchain technologies will undoubtedly underpin. But for a truly global system to work, interoperability is key. That is from Ripple, and they are sharing Ripple's webinar, CBDCs and interoperability, bridging the gap in innovation. Once again, folks, Ripple leading the way, sitting at these tables, getting the deals done. I'm sure you've already seen this one as well. The Digital Dollar Project will be working with crypto companies like Ripple on a new sandbox program to evaluate technical, business, and policy approaches to a US CBDC. So, is the United States CBDC built on the XRP ledger? We do not know. Could I speculate? If I wanted to do clickbait, if I wanted to get views, I would say that it is. We cannot confirm that as of this recording. It is my speculation that it will have, as Ripple's been saying for years, and as they say right here, interoperability is key. So, does it matter if it's built on the XRP ledger? Probably not, because it's going to be interoperable on the back end with XRP, and that's what matters. Okay? Sitting at the tables that matter, Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, which this is, to me, is news. I didn't even know that they had a Digital Dollar Project working group here in the United States. But, once again, Ripple's at the table. Ripple's at the table. Now, let's get into our precious metals to wrap up this session. Silver Babe on Twitter says, it's a silver squeeze buying frenzy for physical silver right now. Don't let the paper price fool you. Silver is in demand and the bullion dealers are swamped. She is retweeting Lee Justo. Silver trading around $17.75 per ounce. Good luck finding a 1 ounce round for less than $23. If lack of demand was driving down the price, then there wouldn't be such a price divergence huge premium. Now, as I say, for me, when I go to my dealer, my local dealer, and I'm looking to get some physical silver in possession, I really don't care about the price. $20 an ounce, $30, I don't care what the premium is. I want it in my possession. Take my money, because I understand that I need to have these metals to, one, preserve my wealth, but two, I want offline assets. I want cash on hand and I want silver on hand. I want to have options along with my freedom seeds, another precious metal that we highly value on this channel. Okay, but let's look at this setup right now. The technical analysis folks that are watching silver are starting to see some interesting things here. Also, we're watching the vaults. JC on Twitter, another 1.16 million ounce silver draw from the COMEX. As the shorts continue to press paper silver prices down, a checkmate scenario is potentially developing in which the solar frenzy rapidly soaks up supply and squeezes AG prices up multiple fold. Okay. And then we have JC saying, very interesting action in silver. It has rallied virtually all day off a double bottom despite a surge in real rates and a parabolic dollar. If it starts trading on fundamentals, prices could explode towards an all-time high in a short period of time. Now, if you have a 401k, you're looking to roll it over from stocks, a program that's kind of been failing, right? And you're looking to maybe move a little bit of your portfolio into some precious metals, you can head to my website at the very top. Precious metals link right there will take you to my partner, and you can roll over your retirement account. You also can get gold and silver physically shipped to you as well, but they do have some minimums. You got to have some cash ready to roll. You got to have some savings, okay? But that's over there at my website. Other than that, if you're looking to get some gold and silver, I always recommend have some on your physical self for if the grid goes down, and just to have, just in case. But personally, I think that rolling over your 401k into something that you know is not going to get absolutely smacked, like stocks, and if you look at the other asset classes that you could be putting in right now as well, real estate taking a hit as well. You have to understand what you're putting your money into. Should you go 100% into precious metals? No, absolutely not. And I'm not here to give financial advice, but for me, I am not allocating a huge percentage to precious metals. It's a smaller percentage of my overall bag, but we definitely have been partaking in this because we understand the setup with all of these suppressed assets. Once again, gold, silver, XRP, and you can make the case on a few other utility cryptocurrencies are suppressed assets that are going to be running the new financial system, in my opinion, as we're starting to see in the other countries already implementing precious metals into their new financial system. Now we finally have the European Central Bank ready for cryptocurrency. We have London getting ready for cryptocurrency. Ripple's Swell event taking place over there in London, coming up here in November. Massive announcements coming. In the meantime, over the next couple months, we're going to get shaken up through September, October, election cycle taking us to November. Absolutely looking to get shaken up over the next bit of time here. Okay? Bitcoin struggling to hold on to 20,000 right now. I am looking for Bitcoin to make a much further move to the downside. Okay? At that time, all of these assets, specifically in cryptocurrency, are going to be going on sale. You bet I will be partaking in that sale as well. Precious metals, we're watching that setup closely. As I said, I just go in and buy. And it's same with XRP. With all of these suppressed assets, I was buying at 60 cents. I was buying at 50 cents. Here we are at 30 cents. And I shared a video on my YouTube. It was an old TikTok. I was going back to find some oldies but goodies. And I found this one. And if you'll notice, I've tried to put some context in the description. I'll say, hey, this particular video was from June 28th of last year when Basel III went into implementation. The reason why I shared it, and people miss the point, but that's what haters do. Haters are popping in, because in that video, I say XRP is trading at 60 cents. Your time is running out. Basel III is getting implemented and rolled out today. ISO implementation starting in November of this year. Your time is running out to acquire XRP on the cheap. Well, here we are at 30 cents. And so I got the haters commenting, this didn't age well, blah, blah, blah. All points still stand. Don't you get it? Basel III implementation already underway. ISO implementation already starting. SWIFT member banks have the option to opt into ISO standard messages right now. That started last month. CBDC is being rolled out, right? The most staged lawsuit in the history of the world. SEC versus Ripple. Is it going to settle up next month? I don't know. Is it going to settle up? Is it going to be over within the next year? Most likely. I cannot see it going much further than a year, and it makes me want to cry thinking about that potential scenario. Everything still stands. Your time is running out, because when I'm speaking to the average person telling them that the greatest transfer of wealth in world history is coming, the greatest opportunity that we will see in our lifetimes is right here. I'm speaking to someone, 87% of America is living paycheck to paycheck. So yes, your time is running out, because you can physically only buy so much of XRP or any other asset that you want to partake in, that you think is going to run the new financial system, that you think is going to maintain value, have utility in the new world. The average paycheck, what is it? $1,500, $2,000 a paycheck? I don't know what it is. If 87% of America is living paycheck to paycheck, then that tells me that they don't have more than $1,000 or $2,000 to invest. And I'm not beating those people up. I'm saying that's why my message has been so urgent, and why all of those principles that I said, those points that I made in that video from last year in June still apply today. Don't you get it? You don't have 10,000 XRP. You don't have 50,000 XRP. How many ounces of gold and silver do you have? Are you ready to buy real estate when it goes on sale? Is your business participating in the recession? Are you going to have a job in 6 to 12 months? We got to ask the tough questions. We got to have a serious program. I don't worry about the haters in the comments. Oh, this aged well. It's the same. Okay, your time is running out last year, stands true. Your time is running out now, stands true. When does the switch get flipped? I don't know. Doesn't matter. What matters to me is that I stacked up a little bag of XRP. I got a little bit of silver, cash ready to deploy for real estate. Business not participating in the recession. Let's take a few questions. I hope you guys enjoy the new setup. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everyone so much, okay? New studio setup. We got a couple more things to work on out. I'm getting used to this setup, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's take some questions here. We are live on TikTok and YouTube, and as always, we are streaming to Twitch, and you also can listen to our podcast on the go. Okay, so I know some of these sessions go pretty long. That was 45 minutes of an update. I do apologize for that. Usually, I try to keep my updates between 17 and 33 minutes. Seems to be the sweet spot for my updates, but I do go long-winded. Today's update, I was getting kind of comfortable here in my new setup, so I did go a little bit long. Let's take some questions, though, before we wrap up this session. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of you. And if you guys could smash that thumbs up for me, I'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you. We got a super chat from Bam 530. Bam 530 on YouTube. My main bag is XRP. I also have Quant, XLM, Algo, HBAR, Casper, and XDC. Should I focus now mainly on XRP or keep diversifying? I'm not here to give financial advice. For me, I haven't had diversification really being a main part of my portfolio. I am diversifying amongst the asset classes, i.e. I have silver, I have plans for real estate, I have a business, I have XRP and cryptocurrency. But when it comes to crypto, probably should be diversified a little bit more. But as I just got done ranting about, I wanted to hit my targets for XRP. Didn't care what price I accumulated. The highest price I've bought XRP at is $1.20. And I promise you, when XRP was at $1.20, I was saying your time is running out. We're about to move upwards. All last year. It's one of the few predictions that I actually did get wrong. And I take full responsibility, full accountability, but everything's still at play. Did the timeline get extended? Is the SEC Ripple lawsuit still going on? Yes. Timelines extend. Does everything still stand? Yes. XRP is primed to absolutely rip. And when it does, where are all those haters going to be at in the chat? Hopefully they still tune in and say, hey, sorry, I was wrong. But, yeah. We're only going to be at these cheap prices for so long. Now, to answer your question, which I do really appreciate that question because I know a lot of people are wondering, should I be diversifying into these other cryptos right now? Looks like you got an ISO bag. I know many of you guys got an ISO bag. For me, it's been all XRP. I finally have reached a target that I wanted to hit that gets me really excited and comfortable when I sleep at night, knowing how fat the bag is. But at this point, I am waiting for lower prices to be going on these other assets because I'm not worried about accumulating them. My main fear with XRP has been able to accumulate it because it's been delisted from all these exchanges, and I don't know if we're even going to be able to buy the thing after the lawsuit is over. If there's some sort of new hybrid security that they make XRP or something like that. Or if they just deem that Ripple only can sell the XRP to on-demand liquidity partners and banks and financial institutions, well, then that means we're not getting any more XRP. So that's been my main fear with XRP. I like all those other coins that you mentioned. Quant, XLM, Algo, HBAR, Casper, and XDC. Casper is really the one that I've not really even taken much of a glance at. And if this thing continues on, I probably should give you guys some more thoughts on some of these other cryptocurrencies. For me, there's one that really gets me excited. You guys already know that. But that's a question that you got to ask yourself right now. Huge shout out to TK on YouTube for the super chat, the 10 spot, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. We have Lori T311 super chat. Do you keep your XRP on a cold wallet? Great question. So I keep my XRP on a couple different wallets, a couple different solutions for my security. I do not speak on it here, but I'm just here to say that I like to diversify amongst my cold storage devices and cold and hot wallets and exchanges. The real reason why I don't really recommend wallet, like if you want to get a EliPal Titan or one of the EliPal, what is the name of them? What's the company that I'm thinking of? I can't even remember my own link down below. EliPal Titan, you can get that down below, and they let you store XDC on there, right? But there's a reason why I don't really recommend wallets or exchanges, because it's such a different conversation for everyone. As far as how much of your bag is long-term versus short-term, how well are you with technology, being able to understand cold storage. But my basic answer is yes, I use cold storage, I use hot wallets, I use multiple exchanges. I don't trust the exchanges. Never give up your keys. Eric Roper on YouTube says, the longer the better. Let's do a 2-hour live stream. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Camus on YouTube. Camus, thank you for the super chat. Great job, dude. Greetings from Brazil. Okay, I saw the currency ticker was R. I was wondering what currency that is. What is Brazil's currency called? Thank you for the super chat, my friend, from Brazil. I love to hear if you guys are tuning in from across the world. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. You have cash to deploy for real estate. Yes, what I mean by that is I got money ready to basically, I don't own any property right now at the time of this recording, but I've been waiting for this moment so that I can snatch up deals on the cheap. Not even on the cheap, just deals on sale from the crazy prices that we were at. Yeah, definitely moving on real estate. The real, that's right. The real is Brazil's currency, right? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Real. Got Australia in the house. Thank you. TikTok, what's up, guys? Glasgow in the chat. Have you heard about drip? Are you talking about Reaper's drip? The drip stimulus? Yes. Yes. What are your thoughts on providing liquidity on swaps? You need to trust the platform that you're lending your cryptocurrency to. You really got to, and I don't trust many of them. Just a simple answer, I don't trust many of them. Digital says, I could have tripled my money had I sold my home earlier summer. Don't beat yourself up over it. Some of these markets are taking a much bigger turn than others. So, it's just a matter of have a plan going forward. It should all be part of your plan right now. Get an overall understanding of your net worth. What are all the assets that you have? What can you do to change your income, i.e. make more money? Just focus on the going forward right now. Don't beat yourself up over your stock portfolio got smacked, your real estate got smacked. We just got to, focus back in on our strategies and let's do something about it, right? But this is why I'm worried about the older generation that's on Social Security, Medicare, right? And they're just basically hanging on. And their 401ks getting smacked and their real estate getting smacked. Man, very brutal situation out there. What about Shiba Swap? See, no, I don't participate in anything that has a ridiculous name. I don't even buy cryptos that have a ridiculous name. At one point, I did own Dogecoin, but if I can't say the name with a straight face, I don't partake in it. But that's me. If you want to trust Sushi Swap, good luck. I mean, look at what's happened in this space over the past 6-7 months. Lori, thank you. I appreciate that. I have a buy order for 28 cents on XRP. Lori, yeah, great. Yeah, I think that we're going to be going down below 20 cents potentially, but I'm not waiting around. I bought XRP last week. I'm going to be buying more this week. I do some degen plays, but you got to have your bags first with ISO coins, packed first with ISO coins. Yeah, long-term thesis over degen trading and playing around like that. Yeah, for sure. That's where I'm at too. The drip network is about to explode. You talking about Reaper? Yeah. Reaper, I know that they have a lot of big plans. They just put out like an updated white paper and their plan for, paying off debts. We've been watching them closely. Patrick has been on my show a couple times already, and so we're good friends with them. Very cool gentleman over there. Good project, solid utility, I think, on the XRP ledger finally coming through. But a lot of the coins on the XRP ledger are just absolute crap. But yeah, Reaper is one of the few projects that I do actually own a little bit of Reaper, and I have been receiving my drip stimulus payments from that. Brazil loves XRP. Yeah, exactly. We definitely have some deals going on with Ripple over there. Zach looking ready for war with a new layout. Just trying to bring my best presentation for you guys. That's all I'm trying to do here. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Nicole with the super chat. That's a fat one, Nicole. I really appreciate you. What are your thoughts regarding price action in September based on the moon? So great question. It looks like the setup is going to be around the middle of this month, around the full moon. I don't know when the full moon is, but it's going to be around, I think it's, let me pull it up real quick actually. Full moon, September, let's get the date real quick. September 10th. So it's coming in very soon. It's going to be taking place. And then over that next week, that's when we have the Ethereum 2.0 merge. I'm going to start calling it the ETH 2.0 flop because I think it's going to be an absolute flop. Gary's going to be going in front of Congress too. So right now, I'm looking for price action to the downside coming in here very soon. I've been waiting for a relief rally to occur though over the past week that hasn't really come in. Bitcoin's just been hanging around that 20K level. I was looking for it to get back up to like 22, 23K, and that's when I was going to be placing my next short for Bitcoin. That hasn't occurred. So we might not get that relief rally. It might just kind of hang sideways here. And then the next setup, I think, is going to take us down. But watch closely because they could do just a 1 day pump. Like literally just give us like a, 2 4-hour candles before we get set up. So watch out. And usually before Gary Gensler goes before Congress, we will see movement. Within the 24 hours leading up to that event, I guarantee you we will see movement. It's too hard to tell. I'll be watching it closely. I'll keep the Discord updated on my trades as we place them. But we're definitely looking for this thing to get shaken up more to the downside. Great question though, Nicole. Thank you so much. Jesse, thank you for the super chat. XRP, XLM, XDC stack up. Thoughts on minimum XDC and XLM bag? I can't give you guys a minimum because everyone's in a different position. Everyone's in a different scenario. Everyone has different exit strategies, different goals for their life. I find that I really can't. I can't give you a solid answer. Oh, you need to have 10,000 XLM. It sounds cool to say that you have 10,000 XLM, 10,000 XDC, or 50,000 or 100,000, right? For me, I can't answer that question, but definitely have a few probably, not financial advice. Is there a place to stake XRP for passive income? There are a few. I don't have any to recommend, and I don't trust anyone. That's my answer right now. I don't trust anyone. I want my bags packed, and it's very simple. Okay, Big Daddy J on TikTok says He told me XRP would already flip Ethereum months ago. Yeah, we're waiting for that to play out. That's still at play for sure. We're going to see the flop that is Ethereum 2.0 roll out. But we do believe that actually XRP will flip Ethereum just like it did previous bull run. Yeah. So based off of the history, it can be done. Based off of the utility going forward, I believe it definitely can be done again, and it will stay that way. Will we have access to our bags once the switch is flipped? Exchanges are going to go down, networks are going to go down. In my speculation and how I think the conspiracy plays out, a lot of the networks are going to go down. You won't be able to buy XRP when it goes down to 10 cents during the absolute black swan liquidity crisis nuke event. Whatever it is. I worry about being able to buy XRP now, but during that time, I don't think that we'll be able to buy anything. We won't be sending digital money. We won't be on the internet for a second. Another thing, well, I'll speak on it in a different video. Never mind. Are you delegating Songbird with Bitfrost wallet? Well, I haven't gotten my Songbird yet. Coinbase is holding my Songbird, and I'm waiting for Coinbase to give me my Flare launches as well. My Spark tokens. Yeah. Waiting for that to take place. Any secret sauce? We might get into the secret sauce later. Later tonight, we might do another late night session on YouTube here. So be ready for that. We might get a little saucy later. Last night, I didn't end up streaming because I was working the blacktop griddle. We did some beef ribs and burgers. Beef ribs and burgers. Where are you basing your thesis on no buy crypto? I don't know what you mean there. Any opinions on Audius versus Gala Music? A lot of cool ideas, a lot of cool new startups. It's a good utility. It's going to be adopted. YouTube has a lot of money. Google has a lot of money. They have a lot of market share. They already have a lot of customers. So all of these new players, yes, it sounds great. It sounds cute. Decentralized podcast, decentralized YouTube. I'm telling you right now, as someone who creates on YouTube, YouTube works. TikTok works. TikTok's brought me to where I am here today. As crazy as the platform is. Twitter works. Do I want to see them change some of their policies? Do I want to see more decentralized, censorship-free? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I want to see some of these incumbents kind of lose their role and better solutions win? That'd be cool. As far as investing in any of those plays, though, for me, it's why I've never invested in Theta. That's why I've never taken a look at Gala Games or Audius in a serious way. They're really cool. Sounds cool. But you're dealing with big hitters when you step up to the business table, when you're talking about Google, YouTube, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. All of these entities are big hitters. So, yeah. I mean, is the future definitely moving more towards decentralization? Yes, in some aspects. In some, it's moving towards more centralized nature. So, yeah. To answer your question, no, I have not taken a look at those opportunities. Chance for Google, TikTok, Twitter to acquire those technologies when they are developed further. Exactly my point, which would be good if you think that what you've invested in is going to get acquired by, one of the big players. It's like Ripple and XRP. We know that they're already holding XRP, and then we already know that some of them have invested in Ripple as well. We know that Ripple wants to buy out some of them. Ripple might be the monster that swallows the whale that swallows the minnow. But either way it goes, right? You want to be investing in just solid projects, solid utility, solid partnerships and team. Which as I always say, Ripple has the best of each, and nothing else really gets me excited. So I'm sorry for being boring in that aspect. Go watch John McAfee's YouTube, all the videos for eyes that see and ears that hear. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put together a Rumble session for you guys here soon because we got a lot to talk about. XRP price by 2025 higher than today's price. If you guys want to join our Discord community, we're going to be having our weekly live call tomorrow. Okay, so every Saturday I do a weekly call with my Discord members and give them my updated strategies, what I'm seeing in the market, any trades or setups that I'm seeing. And then, the beautiful thing about our Discord group is we can talk freely about all of our ideas and strategies and not have to worry about who we're offending. Jeff asked, do you need an assistant? We have the same morals. I think we would work well together. You guys can reach out to me at my website, zachrector.com. You can send me an email, but right now I have a team, a really good team, really thankful for them. So right now, team's good, team's great. But yeah, no, we're always looking to reach out. Algo and FIFA, yeah, kind of a cute partnership. As we just saw, crypto.com backed out of, it was like a $400 million investment recently. Crypto.com backed out of. And once again, it goes back to what we've been talking about. Who has real partnerships? Who's really going to be cutting these checks? Because it's one thing to say, oh yeah, we're investing $100 million in this, but what ends up happening? Crypto.com pulls the investment, and it literally was like a $400 million investment. I forget if it was World Cup or FIFA or whatever it was, but you guys probably already know if you're following Crypto.com. I've never owned the coin, but these are not real partnerships. These guys don't really got it going on like that. With Ripple, yes, they are making $100 million investments into, carbon credit solutions, everything else that they've been doing. They've been putting up millions of dollars for their NFT funds. I believe, what was their NFT fund at? Was it over 100 million? It was one of the largest NFT creator funds in the crypto space. Only Galaxy Digital created a bigger NFT fund after that. But Lori, thank you for the super chat. Do you think XRP will get a buyback, or is that just nonsense? It is not nonsense, in my opinion, to talk about an XRP buyback because we already have precedent in this country of our government buying back our gold, buying back a reserve currency from us. Ripple told us that they wanted to make XRP a world reserve currency. I believe that they've made that a reality. Is it going to happen? Is the buyback price going to be 10,000, 37,000, 50,000 like Jimmy Valley is talking about? That'd be cool, man. The important part of the conversation for me is getting to that point of understanding that XRP is a reserve currency status, and it is one of the most liquid assets on the world right now. Then you take it one step further and you look at how it could solve the debt and liquidity crisis for our government as well. I have stated many times on this channel that I want our government to get XRP from Ripple. I don't really care about them buying it back from me. I just want them to use the ledger because I think it's a solid ledger. I think that it works. It's been proven for 10 years. Massive amount of scalability on the ledger, ready to handle everything that our government could ever want to do with distributed ledger technology. So it seems like a good fit for me. The set buyback price, for me, whether it's a buyback or whether it's just a flip of the switch moment that takes us to a much higher price. I've been saying for a while now that the set price of XRP is not going to be $5. It's not going to be $10. Could it be $50? I still don't think that gets much done. The set price for me, the price that it should go to, is a 3-digit price. I think when we look at the problems that they're trying to solve, when we look at the size of the networks, the size of the markets, the size of the problems, valued in trillions, hundreds of trillions, and quadrillions, getting a percentage of any one of these networks take us to a much higher price, specifically talking about 3, 4, and 5 digits. So to answer your question, and I appreciate the super chat support, Lori, do you think XRP will get a buyback? No. Or is that just nonsense? Is it nonsense? No. It's completely legit to talk about the buyback. It's completely legit to talk about our Federal Reserve and or our Treasury Department buying XRP from Ripple's escrow. That would make sense as to why Ripple is going through this lawsuit with the SEC. So I know there's people in the community, other XRP influencers, that think that it's nonsense to talk about a buyback, think it's nonsense to talk about 5 digits. I don't. I think it's the adult conversation to be had. And I welcome, any of these guys. I have a lot of respect for all of the XRP influencers that say we shouldn't talk about that stuff. It is, there's too much conspiracies, there's too much speculation. I just say, let's talk about it. Simpson said 589, and they have been right about so much. Brad and team is the most serious team that's been assembled. You guys can see my thumbnail. I got the World Economic Forum, got David Schwartz, I got Biden in the corner as well. Then we got, kind of the network right there. That thumbnail right there just shows you the team is all ready to go. All of the players are ready to roll. If XRP wasn't for retail, then why did they allow retail trade to test the network? They wanted to test the network and build liquidity. And ultimately, you get more liquidity added to the network by letting the retail people use it, trade it, buy it. Now that it's been tested, proven as a concept, no downtime in 10 years, ready to scale up with NFTs later this month. Now, they're pulling the plug. They're not selling XRP to exchanges anymore. That is why I am so worried about being able to get XRP. Why are you holding Ethereum? Well, I'm not. I've never held, well, actually, I did get some Ethereum to buy my first NFTs that I just finally got. I didn't have to buy the NFT. I had to pay for the Ethereum gas fees. So I did that deal. It was an absolute joke. It was an absolute joke. Imagine if Ripple partnered with Shopify, largest e-commerce and retail. That would be cool. We just got one of the players from Shopify to join Ripple, actually. I forget the name of the gentleman. I covered it in my last live stream. But yeah, we just got someone from Shopify to come join the team as well. So yeah, we're getting ready to roll. Now, at the time of this recording, we still have Bitcoin at 19,800. Our Ethereum's at 1,500, and XRP is at that 3264. I will most likely be looking to buy some more XRP here soon. Just waiting to go down later this month. Best YouTube channel out there. Thank you so much, Brendan Dobbin. I appreciate that. Thank you. Once we get this studio completely finished out, it's going to be like really dialed in. But yeah, man, we're really just trying to bring it next level with the professionalism, with the presentation for you guys. Really thank you guys for all the support. We just hit 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, blowing through. TikTok, we just hit 290,000. So well over 300,000 people within the community. Really appreciate everyone. And it's always a pleasure, sharing these updates with you guys, my strategies, how I'm seeing things play out. We want to give you guys some predictions, some speculations, talk about the fun conspiracies. Yeah, we're not here to be lame and say that we can't talk about conspiracies. All right, guys. Hey, make sure you guys are on the lookout. I will let you guys know on Twitter. If I set a time to go later live tonight, I will let you guys know on Twitter. So make sure you're following me there. And then you can head on over to the website if you want to get in touch with me. You can send me a direct email, and you also can sign up for our Discord community. A new month has started on Patreon. So feel free to head on over there, show your support with the 5 spot, or join our exclusive Discord community, signing up for our higher tier. That will get you full access to the Discord group. Now, I appreciate all of you guys so much. If you guys could smash that thumbs up for me on the way out, I would greatly appreciate that. And hopefully we will see you guys later tonight. If not, we will definitely be bringing a fresh update for you tomorrow as well. You guys take care, stay safe, and God bless you all. Thank you.